Blame the coach.
On KLPS TV is brought to you by Hawthorne Bank, a proud sponsor of Liberty School District. At Hawthorne Bank, we understand the importance of strong community in a strong school district. We also understand the importance of strong financial future for our school district's families and for our local businesses. Hawthorne Bank, with you every step. And by Jackson Hewitt. For all your tax needs, personal or business, rely on tax professionals at Jackson Hewitt and Liberty, a full-service tax preparation professional. Jackson Hewitt.
Hello, this is Coach Clemens, head football coach of the Liberty North Eagles with the weekly football press conference. The Eagles played against 5-1 Winnetonka last Thursday night and had a hard-fought game that ended in a field goal with 23 seconds left that Winnetonka hit to win the game 17-14. You know, we limited mistakes with the football. Played solid football the majority of the game. Had one or two mental mistakes that proved to be the difference in the game, and they always are. You know, the one thing that we've shared with the kids is that, you know, the team that makes a few mistakes wins the game usually, and you know, when you're in a game that's as tight as the one with us and Winnetonka, that proves to be true. I'd like to open it for questions.
Coach, what did you tell the guys at halftime and after the game?
Well, you know, we were pleased with the performance of our football team. You know, that game came at a tough time. It's in the middle of quite a grind for our team. You know, we were, you know, you look at it, we played Class 5-1 now, Fort Osage, and then we turned around and played Class 5-1 record Kearney, and then we played a very tough Raytown South team where we really laid an egg and had our worst night of football of the year, and then we had to follow that up with Class 5-1 Winnetonka. So it's the middle of a grind, and it's a time period where you could let that affect you emotionally as a football team, and then the kids really overcame that and went out and played a hard-nosed, emotional football game in the midst of some struggles. And so we were happy with the effort from the kickoff all the way to the end of the game. We're just trying to let the kids know that there's light at the end of the tunnel here. You know, the schedule really doesn't let up on us, but we're going to continue to work hard, and we're going to get some breaks, and we're going to get some wins over some of these tough teams that we've got.
What do you think you could have given an extra push to get?
Well, where could we have gotten the win? Again, like I said before, really, you know, any sport comes down to which team makes the fewest mistakes. You know, would have liked to have made a few fewer mistakes on the offensive side, in terms of there were a couple opportunities that we were given that we didn't take advantage of. Our first drive, we got in the red zone and came away with nothing. And so, you know, where we need to, if we want to beat the really good teams, and Winnetonka is a really good team, if we want to beat the really good teams, then when we get in the red zone, we have to come away with points. We can't make mistakes on defense or offense, you know, in terms of assignment and things like that. And so there are just some little details that prove to be the difference between winning and losing when you're playing against good football teams, and we're just going to continue to work on the details.
How will this next week of practice look for your team?
How will this week of practice look for the team? You know, I think we had a pretty good week of practice last week. It'll look similar to that. It's a time of the season where you want to lay off the legs a little bit and not condition too hard and go a little shorter. If you can find time to cut out of your practice schedule, you cut it out. And so we'll continue to do that in practice.
Are all these losses that have piled up recently, are those really dragging down your players?
Well, we have lost 4 games in a row. I would say that 2 of them were probably the best we've played all year, the Fort Osage game and the Winnetonka game. And then two of them, I think that we were, clearly the better team, and we just blew an opportunity to put a win in the books. It could drag on our kids, but I think we have tough kids, and it could get them down emotionally. But I think that we had a good practice yesterday, and we'll continue to have good practices, and that's one of the things that we're focusing on, and that's why that's why we play the sport, is to in a safe environment, face some adversity and learn to overcome it, and learn to control our emotions and find that extra fire inside us when sometimes it's not there on the surface. And that's one of the things we talk to our kids about it at great length. Is I think that it's coming into the season. If you look at our summer training and everything, one thing that we really wanted to express to our kids, who really in the big picture of life, the majority of our kids have so much. Here in this community, we live in a great community. We've got great schools, great families, and our kids have so much. And so one of our focuses coming into the season was that we wanted to focus on earning the things that we get in life, and it comes right down to, we didn't hand out the fancy T-shirts with the writing on them and the fancy shorts and all the cool gear and all that. We gave them plain gray T-shirts, and we gave them plain navy shorts. And what those things symbolized were that we're going to work for everything we get. We're not going to have things just handed to us. Our pregame meals have become sack lunches, because it symbolizes work and earning what you get. And I think that it's the perfect theme for our season, because we've got a schedule that is ridiculous. I mean, and it just fell out this way. We're a Class 4 football team. Look at the other Class 4 football teams and their schedules. It's a just completely different deal. And so every week, if we want to win the football game, we're going to have to earn the win. All right, nobody's going to come out and lay down for us. Like we talked about, we've played 1 Class 4 team so far out of 6 games, and we're a Class 4 football team. We've played 5-1 Fort Osage, 5-1 Winnetonka, 5-1 Kearney. 3-3 Raytown South, whose losses are to very good football teams. It's not going to be easy, and if we want to win, we're going to have to earn it. And so we're pleased with the theme that we came into the season with, of earning what you get, and I think we're learning a good lesson about hard work and about earning it, and we'll get this thing turned around, and we're going to beat some really good teams, and we might just beat one this week in Platte County, who is also 5-1 right now. And when we do get that win, the kids will know that they've earned it. That not very much stuff comes easy in this life, and that if you want good things, you've got to work for them.
What was with the decision to only throw the ball 10 times in the game?
What was with the decision to only throw the ball 17 times in the game? Was the decision was really a simple thing for us. Winnetonka has a ton of threats on the offensive side of the football. They've got number 5 and number 7 and number 9 and number 21 and each one of number 42, and each one of those guys can go the distance with the football anytime they touch it, and we wanted to keep the ball in our possession as long as we could. We wanted to keep the clock running, and we wanted to control the football. Ultimately, that kept the game even for us, and really we just had the one mistake in the defensive backfield that gave him the 41-yard touchdown for number 7, and that was a 3rd and 11, a 5-step drop post route, and we got caught napping a little bit, and he's an excellent football player, a big, tall, fast kid, and the quarterback threw a good ball, and so they got us on the one big play. But other than that, we maintained possession of the ball the majority of the game, and we felt like we were just going to have to grind out that football game, and you'll probably see a similar game plan this week with Platte County.
As you're about like halfway through the season, you go over that. How have you felt about sophomore quarterback Brian Sharp? How have you felt about his play as a sophomore?
Brian's doing a great job. He's hit a lot of big pass plays for us, a lot of 3rd down conversions on 3rd and long. We've got kids catching the ball now. We dropped quite a few early in the season. He's thrown some interceptions, but there's always more than one reason that an interception happens. It's not always just on the quarterback. Ultimately, the stat goes against him. But for instance, he's thrown 3 interceptions on the last play of the half or last play of a game, and so those go against him on statistics. And there's some other plays, there's some other tip balls that have just gone into the wrong people's hands, and there's been about 3 of those, and then every now, some interceptions are happening because for numerous reasons a route may be run at the wrong distance. A lot of reasons it happens, but hey, Brian is a good quarterback. He's going to continue to improve. He's got an incredible upside, and he's been doing a great job. He's thrown 8 touchdown passes, and he's hit some key passes for us in games that have kept games alive and kept drives going. We look for him and our entire passing game to continue to improve. As if every single kid he throws the ball to is an underclassman, so they're all coming back next year, and so we look for big things in the future out of Brian. There's no question.
What was the level of depression in the locker room after the game?
Well, the kids were disappointed in losing the football game, obviously. They probably feel right now like they can't catch a break, but I think that if we use this right, it's a great learning opportunity in terms of like we talked about earlier, nothing's going to come easy. You're going to have to earn everything you get, and in the big picture, as a coach and as a man who's trying to lead young men and teach young men a couple things about life, I think that I wouldn't have it any other way than how our schedule's lining up and how these games are turning out. As long as in the end, we've learned our lesson and come through this thing, and I think that our kids are going to get it done. All right, I'd like to turn it over to Coach Fregon.